Hey guys, and welcome to our first episode of in-depth Planet Coaster post-FX coverage. Man, what a title. In this episode, we want to talk about the new content that was revealed during Frontier Expo. I'm AdfoTV. You can find my stuff on YouTube and Twitter. And the first one of my wonderful panel today joining is N7.
Hey, I am N7, Mike Sheets, also on YouTube. I am one half of Brocoaster. My other partner is teaching awful kids right now, and so he can't be here, but he would have loved to download this wonderful expo event.
Wow.
Was that a little too snarky?
No, all good. Next one, please, is Fog.
Hey, I'm Fog. I do Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and a bit of Reddit from time to time. I make cool things in Planet Coaster, I guess.
And I'm Freethebear, and I do YouTube soon again, I guess.
Hey, Bear's here.
Okay, let's start with the first topic.
Let's start off in some of the really cool things that have got announced with new roller coasters in Planet Coaster, by all means. Yeah, hype. So the first kind of roller coaster that is of note to announce, that has been announced, is called Cascade, which is actually a water coaster. So this is a water coaster in the way that it's a tracked ride with roller coaster track as well as water flowing sections. Probably the closest thing to compare it to is something like a Journey to Atlantis ride, where it has coaster sections and then has some flowing waters and splashdown sections as well. And initial footage showed that it's rather versatile. It can actually bank almost, I think, up to 90 degrees. It can also go down quite a gradient in the slope. So it looks like it's going to be very versatile in the ways that we want to use it. What do you guys think?
I mean, you already started with it can bank up to 90 degrees. Well, they don't invert in real life, but I'd like to see no limits on it.
Good luck with that. I'm sure there will be limits on it. I think it's cool. Like he said, Journey to Atlantis is a mock water coaster. You could do something very simple. You could just have a simple splashdown. You could do Die Vliegende Hollander. Hopefully I said that right.
Yeah.
The Flying Dutchman at Efteling. Or you could just not use the coaster part at all and keep it with the flume. Lots of possibilities here for this one.
It would be quite interesting to see people just use this as a river ride for the single boat, which we've got. Mm-hmm. As well as, I think a few people have been asking for splash boats lately. You know, large kind of boats which will give the opportunity for a almost one large drop. I think this is close. This is probably the closest that we've got to those. So I would like to expect that people are going to maybe use these rather than, I think they were using the hypercar and then just having that submerge, and just really creative ways in doing it. But I think this is going to be a little bit closer to what they intend in the intended purpose.
Yeah, they used other cars because of the drop shape. And when we've seen so far in the trailer video, it looks like it has the same pre-made drop pieces like the log flume. And when I first saw the video of it on the live stream, I thought, oh, they finally made a good water ride, the improved version. And well,
going straight for the jugular.
I'm so happy. I know that Sam Denny just subbed to our channel, and after that he will probably answer.
I'm sorry, the water ride isn't bad, but I'm just saying maybe they improved the drop finally, but it's still the pre-made piece as it seems. And what I like about mech water coasters is like they tend to have that dip before the splashdown. They do like a small airtime hill before it, and well, if we have a pre-made decrease already again, I think we can really make those.
There is, I think, some footage of it going through some of these bank turns, which kind of give the impression that there will be the opportunities for very flexible track work.
That's true.
And
yeah.
would like to expect that it would be if these pieces exist, you might be able to go without using them and almost manufacture your own drop. That's kind of the hope. The hope with that.
Yeah.
And they haven't really said when the update is going to come out, and so maybe they were just using rendered splines or something like that, or who knows? Because you should be able to just go from a coaster piece to a water piece without actually having a drop angle. Because, like you said, with that little hop before splashdown, it's coming in at a pretty relatively low angle.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
But to be honest, overall, I think it's quite cool that they're adding all of these kind of new rides, almost new generation rides.
Mm-hmm.
But as well as that, I think they also are kind of paying homage to some of the roots where roller coasters have kind of come from. And that is a little bit reflected in the side friction or hop the gaps coaster, which is a little bit older.
What a lovely transition.
Thank you.
Segue.
He got it.
God damn it.
Go ahead.
All right, so the next ride is the side friction coaster, also called Hop the Gaps, and it's inspired by the Leap the Dips coasters, and it's said to be long planned coaster from Spoiler Sam. What do you guys think about it?
I like it. It's I think I've kind of wanted just recently like a wooden wild mouse or something, just more options for older coasters.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this really does kind of keep with the older rides that you can put together.
Yeah, I'm glad that this was considered a long planned coaster, which means they had a much larger roster of rides that they wanted to kind of flesh out with the entire game. And this being a pretty cool vintage style coaster, it's not going to fit everybody's park. You're probably going to have some ham-fisted way of putting it in like after the fact now that we're getting it, but it helps to round out that sort of what I liked about Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, which had all of those old style coasters as part of the base coaster lineup.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I totally get when people say we would love to see more modern coasters because, well, they are currently constructed everywhere in the world, and people want to recreate stuff like that or test it out as well. But I love that they don't go that route, at least only because I think there aren't that many coasters of the side friction type in the world existing right now, or anymore, better said, and I kind of like them. They are cozy.
They're cozy as long as you don't put your hand
They're everything but cozy.
next to the side friction.
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah, they're a valuable part of roller coaster history, and it's nice to see that Planet Coaster is paying homage to that.
Yeah, and it's a really iconic ride, I think, and something so different to other types or the types we have in the game right now.
Yeah.
What I really hope, and I don't know if it's going to be in the game, I hope that they can derail, because that was part of the challenge of building one in Roller Coaster Tycoon, because you thought you had this great layout, and then all of a sudden it would take a hill a little too fast, and it would leave the track.
It was just a little bit too much side friction at some points.
Yeah. It would just fly right off.
But yeah, I can only agree with you guys on the idea that it's kind of cool that they're going along the lines of these vintage coasters and kind of giving us options to play with older rides and older flat rides and allowing us to give a little bit of maybe age to our parks, say that these are some of the older rides of the park.
Yeah, it's definitely history. Because, segue into the next one, which is the new fairground ride they added. It can be called a Music Express. It can be called a Himalaya. I think sometimes they call it a Caterpillar. It is really cool. I hate the cover. I'm just going to come out and say that. I wish we didn't have the cover.
Yeah.
Because that's going to screw a lot of plans that I had for this ride. But it's really cool that it has the tube that comes over with the canvas. And it's just a really cool ride. It's like one of the flat rides that I can still ride as a 31-year-old because it doesn't make me violently ill.
I kind of feel offended right now. Really.
Why?
I'm 31 as well, and
Oh, can you still ride flat rides without taking a Dramamine? Yeah, well, good for you.
yeah.
Well, I'm 18 and I can't take those. I can't take the rotation. I don't know why.
Yeah, it screws with me. I can't do the really sick rides. Ugh, making me sick just thinking about it.
But yeah, so I can understand and empathize how the cover and the scenery that comes preloaded around the ride is going to maybe hinder a couple plans that people had. But to be honest, the ride with that included, it really does look the part. Like, it definitely feels a little bit fairgroundy. But I kind of like that because it is a bit of an older ride. One thing to note is the actual ride booth. Like, it actually looks like a little bit of a vintage ride booth as well.
I gotta check this out. I forgot about that.
Well, it's built into the ride and not standing aside of it like the ride booth we have right now.
It actually feels inclusive and included as part of the theming there.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah, I really like the direction that they've been taking flat rides. I hated the direction that they started with the super modern, over-themed, kind of gaudy, big flats that they were doing. I love these smaller ones.
Well, they're still over-themed, in my opinion.
Perhaps, yes.
I mean, looking at the space shuttle and this one, I mean, I totally get it if you're using it as fairground ride, but yeah. It's nothing a theme park would, at least a really themed theme park, would buy and use.
Probably not, yeah.
I will admit, just from a personal respect, I have a couple of ideas what I would like to do with this ride. I'm not gonna disclose them now, but they're kind of cool ideas. So
I could see putting a giant like monster face on it, like you're in the mouth of the monster.
That's actually a cool idea.
I'm not gonna say anything.
All right, well, great.
Okay, while you're saying nothing, let's move on to the next one. They announced picnic benches and tables, finally.
Picnic benches!
And the people were going crazy at the expo. Really.
Yeah.
This is so sad. This is so unbelievably sad.
It's got to be definitely a good memory of Frontier Expo. Kind of being in the green room with the likes of incredible creators like Strict Toaster, Delay Designer, Silverette, AdfoTV. He was awesome as well. And
thanks.
Who's he?
He's a cool German guy.
Oh.
And
and Flux and all the guys.
Flux and Geekism. I feel bad to people that I've missed, but all of us there just losing our minds at picnic benches, and then people who are there for, elite dangerous coverage, just looking and thinking, what? Have they never seen a picnic bench before? Or but, it means a lot to see these in the games. It gives a lot more chance of creativity and making these food court areas. So
yeah, the big thing is that it's changing the way guests interact with the vendors and also in food in general. It's not just picnic benches; it's picnic benches next to food stalls, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, if you want to find out more about what the AI changes are, watch our next episode. Haha, self-plug.
Hashtag ad.
Self plug for the series that we already recorded. All right.
I kind of want to see single chairs in the game.
Yeah.
So yes, single chairs would be interesting.
That might be difficult for pathfinding. I mean, I gotta think in the mind of the developer and all of the intricate details it would take to have, let's just say, 200 chairs in a park. Like,
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Honestly, I think it's not a problem of pathfinding. Honestly, I think it's more a problem of splitting groups, which is a really big issue.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It would definitely be kind of interesting to have the variations of themes, the variation of styles. It's just going to give a lot more opportunity to mix things up. So another feature that they're giving this new level of creation potential.
Wait. I just want to say one more thing about the chairs. What if we take it like UST3 and put 4 chairs in a group? Then it would be like a bench, and you can assign groups to it.
Well, you would still
just shooting ideas to the dev.
It would still have to think of those 4 chairs as a single object, I think.
Yeah, you could do that though. I mean, if the 4 chairs are one object in the first place, like you place them as one object, it's just a pre-made one, and then you place a table in the middle if you want to, and then...
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Maybe it would work in a similar way to the DLC packs, which almost had like a position snap kind of method when you were putting the cars and the vehicles together.
The question is, though, how you would animate that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we know they love details, and if you have to look closely to how the people sit down on benches, they would need to add a whole new set of animations for people splitting up the group and everybody sitting on its own chair.
Yeah, it would be pretty... I think it would be pretty intensive to do so. I'm just happy that we have them so that I can cover them any way that I want and make the fantasy that I have a real working park.
Should I go for the Segway again? Cool.
Yeah.
Segway!
So
Sorry, go ahead.
So I really like the idea of the park benches. It's going to be quite interesting to see what kind of variation, what kind of themes and types they're going to see. It just will kind of give an opportunity to increase the opportunity. It's going to give the opportunity to increase the level of creativity and the options we have. So one other thing that they're adding in this 1.4 update is the option to swap trains on different tracks.
Yes, this is for the power players. Power players. Swappable trains!
Woo! Yeah, I said it before and I say it again. Sorry, Frontier.
So, I mean, from the video, what we've seen, it seems like you can only change the trains that are limited to that track type. Like, if we have a B&M track, I mean, an inverted one, we can only put, like, flying on it, or the 2-seater inverted ones. And I guess it's the same for every other type.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's still cool, but I just would have liked to see every car on every track type.
The feature has been teased. Sam Denny on the actual live stream did kind of either hint or mention some kind of override feature, which might give the possibility to put all trains on all tracks, which give the interesting option of legacy trains that have been kind of held down by the track type that they are involved on.
Yeah.
You could potentially put them on a track type which would give them more options. So that goes exactly the same for new coasters coming in. I'd love to see someone do some crazy stuff with the side friction. Maybe, I don't know, having a launch side friction coaster. I don't know.
I mean, I would like to see like a train on a monorail track that isn't the giant Disney monorail. Something as simple as that. That would be cool if we could do that.
Yeah.
But this is a huge feature that kind of got swept under the rug a little bit. Next to like the scenario editor. This is going to be big for us power players. Since we have a designation now, we are power players. Because we'll be allowed to do things that nobody else is going to think of. Like, there might be a train and a track that work together that we haven't thought of. We'll be able to basically create new coasters out of thin air.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's definitely going to open doorways to new potential for crazy stuff that we haven't even seen and thought of before. So it might almost be as important as the no collide and no collision features once they got added.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I assume this goes for every track ride as you can swap. So that'll be huge, especially as we keep adding more and more tracks.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting to see what they kind of continue to add now. Now, there is speculation that this is not all of the content that we are going to be getting in the 1.4 update. There is going to be more.
Yeah, they said on stream. Was it on stream? I can't remember. At least...
I think it was on stream.
I think they said it at the expo, too.
Yeah, they said they will reveal more stuff later on when the update is coming. And they said to us on the expo that it's like about 50% what is announced right now.
Okay. I can't even imagine. Well, I guess we were talking about like quality of life updates and stuff like that. Some sort of gritty details that wouldn't work well in an expo.
Maybe they will add new building pieces because we haven't seen any new stuff like that.
Not generic stuff. We did just get a big infusion with the spoopy pack.
Oh yeah, no, I mean as announcement.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
They haven't announced any new building pieces or scenery pieces besides the benches.
I know, and no new foliage either, which I am sour.
But that doesn't mean there won't be any.
That's true. So we got one more thing that they kind of left out. They said that there would be 4 rides, and they only showed 3. So what could that 4th ride be?
Well, they said it's a new coaster, so that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
My first thoughts is the reason why they're kind of holding it back is it's either something that everyone has always wanted, or it's not. It's not. Frontier are notorious sometimes for holding content back until it's ready. So this one might be closer to the time in being announced, or it is the big ticket item that we're looking for.
They are not sometimes like that. They are all the times like that. They hold back their info with a strong damn.
Okay, so all the coasters that were announced, they said it took them a lot of time to work on it.
Okay.
And I feel like they just had the setup we have seen so far at some point and thought like, so we got that for the expo or the anniversary update, and then people came in and said we need new gen intimates or something, and I kind of feel like they try to work on that now, but aren't finished with it, so they still holding back on it, and that we see something in that direction.
What would be so difficult about that though? It's just a track update, but it's not like changing.
I mean, you don't know when they started work on it. Maybe they started like 1 week ago.
I'm saying it's not like 13 or something where you have to add drop track or something like that. It's not creating a new component to the coaster.
Yeah.
What if it is 13?
Yeah, like
just saying.
Adfo.
when you
No, I'm just throwing it in here. I mean, possibly could be.
like the prospect of the previous coasters that they've added. Like, let's talk about the Power Up coaster. They have had kind of a main feature to them. The Power Up was the vertical beyond lift hill, as well as the option for LAM launch sections. So they've all kind of had a main feature that you have had exclusive to that. I'm wondering if that's going to be a continuation with the new coaster that they haven't announced yet.
Okay. So a special track type would be well, it would be the drop track, or it might be like a reversing coaster where it starts and then it is able to reverse back, like a reverse launch. Like Fire Chaser Express at Dollywood.
Oh
yeah.
Or something even more obscure than the Intamin that we got is the tilt lift or the tilt drop coaster. that we've had in a few games. I can't think of another really special track type.
Like I would say something that would be quite intriguing and quite powerful. Just as you have mentioned, some of the bits where it reverses on what was it? Was the
Fire Chaser Express, I think is what it's called.
Fire Chaser Express would have the option for split tracks. So these sections which you build into, they would obviously need to be prefabricated, but then you could have trains reversing out of that. And that could be quite an interesting feature for people to kind of mess about with.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one, because that would be the most confusing thing to have to work on, is how to block a section like that out.
Yeah. And how it would work with block sections and the trains that need to be sure that it's clear head kind of thing.
Turns out it's going to be a wacky worm.
We are laughing now.
Yeah, we're not going to know until we know.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Knowing's half the battle.
Very nice saying. Okay, guys, so let's wrap it up.
All right.
Once again, we introduce ourselves. I'm AdfoTV. You can find my stuff on YouTube and Twitter.
I'm Fog. I do a lot of things. I'm seemingly all over the place from YouTube, Twitter, Reddit, and Twitch. I play a lot of Planet Coaster, so, I'll probably see you guys around.
And I'm Freethebear. You can find my stuff on YouTube and Twitter. And check out Adfo's new subreddit, r/AdfoSucks2000.
I don't know if I'm a fan of that.
I don't think you were supposed to be.
I know.
I am N7. My YouTube handle is Mike Sheets, which is my real name. I am one half of Brocoaster. Again, my other bro couldn't be here because he is teaching Demon Spawn right now.
Wait, what do you mean with again?
Oh, right. This is the first one that we've recorded. We're not showing the fact that we recorded episode 2 first. That didn't happen.
Anyway.
We'll see you guys in the next episode in a few minutes.
Exactly.
Stick around.
Okay, guys. You know the deal. If you have any comments, suggestions, or whatever it is, drop it in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.
And on the subreddit.
Yeah. We'd love to know what you guys are speculating on the new content of the new coaster. So maybe drop a comment below and let us know what you're hoping for.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Like, comment, and subscribe if you want a wacky worm.
Shut up. I'm trying to end here. Okay, guys. Bye.
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 You're going to have a lot of people that want a wacky worm. Let me just tell you that.
Oh, God.